how you doing? Thank you for joining me. This is Juan with Lifetime Exteriors. I'd like to introduce you to one of our projects in where we're addressing a ventilation issue. The client called us saying that they've had multiple years, consistent years of ice damming going on in their house and getting moisture into their house. So let's come take a look at what we did real quick here. So we're doing a number of things to address this issue. And the first thing that we did was we wanted to address what's called intake ventilation. So intake ventilation is when you have, for example, when air gets warm, it rises. So what you have to do is when the air gets warm in your attic, it goes through a roof vent, but that air that's going through there needs to be replaced by fresh air. And so that's where we do it through the soffit. And what you're going to see is that in the second floor of this house, we replaced all the soffits and installed what's called ventilated soffits. So there's two types of soffits when you go with this aluminum, vented or solid. There's different styles of it, but ultimately it's vented or solid. So in this case, they had 5 solid soffits per one vented soffit, which wasn't sufficient for what the house needed. Now let's go around back here, and I want to show you where the majority of their issue was as far as what was going on. So we also addressed it here in the back. Now this siding is actually pretty new. So they had installed this siding, but what they didn't do is they didn't properly, the company that installed the siding did not calculate the intake required for that. So if you look, you can look up here, you can see it's all vented. It's got the little perforations, and that's a vented soffit. So they would have icicles hanging off right above their patio door there, and you also had water running behind and coming out on the back side from the ice dam that was going on. So that's what we addressed here. Tomorrow we've got the rest of the team coming, and we're going to actually replace the shingles. We're going with a warmer shingle. The client wanted to offset the coldness of a white color. They're going to go with a warm shingle and to match their windows, called Amber. It's a Owens Corning duration, true definition shingle, Amber. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually remove a lot of the plywood on the eaves, and so you're going to get to see that. This is going to be, we're talking intake today, and then the other videos that we're going to do are going to show you exhaust, and then it's also going to show you how we channel that air that comes through the intake all the way up to the exhaust. Hey, this is Juan again with Lifetime Exteriors. We're doing this job, and as we covered yesterday, we did the intake ventilation by addressing the soffits. And I want to show you what we do to then, how does the air go from the soffits into the attic space or up a cathedral ceiling. So what we do is we install what's called Smart Baffle. You can see here we're running these up. So in this area here, right where I'm standing, it's actually an attic area. So if the client at some point in the future wants to do some kind of blown-in insulation, we did 2 courses of the baffles, so that way, because the insulation when you do blowing in increases the height depending on how much you blow in, anywhere from 12 inches to 15. So we want to give them the space that they can push the insulation all the way up against the baffles, and they're still getting fresh air in the attic. Now, the big issue this house had was, as you can, right here by the skylight was leaking, and so when we actually took the shingles off, there was water. This plywood was completely wet. It's dried out now, but we're going to replace all this. We're replacing the skylight. But what we're going to do is we're running Smart Baffles all the way up, because this is actually a cathedral ceiling. And so what we're doing is the baffles are then creating a pocket of air to be able to travel and ventilate and keep the area cool and keep the shingles lasting longer. So one of the issues you have is you have a truss right here, a roof joist running right here. And then you have another one running right here. So this pocket right here has no way for air to continue going up to the ridge vent that we're going to install up there. So what we have to do is Smart Baffle, the company that makes the Smart Baffle, has a very cool little piece of engineering here. So what this does is you actually put it right here. See, right here, you put it right here before you put down the plywood, and then you put one over here, and then you put one over here, and then you'll do the same down at the bottom, and then you raise this equal to this, which is about a 1/2 inch, with a piece of plywood. You strip down a piece of plywood, put it here, and then you go ahead and put the decking down. So it does raise it. It creates a little hump, but then what that allows is any air to flow through these pockets that normally wouldn't do that. So this is the solution we have for addressing this issue, because they were getting ice damming, they were getting moisture in their house, and all kinds of issues. So this is what we do to address it, and they're going to notice a huge difference in their energy bill. They're going to notice a huge difference in the winter too. They're not going to have the issues that they had. So that's what we do here at Lifetime Exteriors. Obviously this costs more money to do it, but then your roof lasts longer as well. So with this particular client, we're able to offer them the Owens Corning extended warranty because it's all ventilated, and that's important. We can't do it unless it's ventilated. So you know, that's a great benefit to doing that as well. Thank you for joining us.